It is Make an Impact Day here at 13 on Your Side. We've made it our mission to answer an urgent call for help.
13 on Your Side started our 13 Food for Families initiative to raise money for local food pantries. Food insecurity was a widespread issue here in West Michigan even before the pandemic.
13 on Your Side's Alana tells us now what has grown and evolved over the past 6 months.
Well, hey there. So right now, families are driving up and picking up food items like these and fresh fruits and vegetables and meat for their families to take home. Now, we spoke with the team here who say things have been different since the pandemic began. Packing up meals to go is how the United Church Outreach Ministry Pantry continues to serve those in need in their community.
With the COVID crisis, things have been a little bit different. We've had to close our building to the public, which means we've had to adapt a little bit the way that we're doing our services.
People who are looking for help will call the pantry
tuna noodle casserole
and choose their food and meal options. That's when volunteers do the packing. Then they bring out the boxes to their cars. But as the operation changes, the need also grows.
More people are out of work, which means more people don't have money for food. We've seen about 320 some new families during the course of this crisis who've never had to use the pantry before.
Families who have never needed to rely on services like these are finding themselves dealing with food insecurity. That's because the COVID-19 pandemic has so greatly impacted the workforce, and many families are trying to figure out what to do.
A lot of people that work in the service industry who had really never struggled that much lost jobs and paychecks and found themselves really needed supportive services.
UCOM serves southwest Kent County, typically Wyoming, Roosevelt Park neighborhood, and Granville. It's an area pantry directors say was already struggling, but now is really feeling the strain.
The Roosevelt Park neighborhood has been one of the hardest hit by the COVID crisis in all of Grand Rapids and Kent County. So we provide just a little bit of extra support for families.
But since March, the need has stretched out to those in other areas as well.
We're seeing people from Granville that have never needed help before. Usually the population that we serve from Granville is relatively small, but even out in kind of the suburbs, we're seeing more need.
All that extra need means the pantry's demand has grown. Donations are down, and they also need more volunteers.
At least 4 oranges.
During the pandemic, UCOM has been feeding 400 to 500 families, about 1,400 people every month. And this additional need doesn't show signs of slowing down anytime soon.
There are some people that it's going to take them years to recover from this. It's just such a struggle, and it's hard to see so many people really struggling with such a basic issue as food.
So you might be wondering how you can help. Well, UCOM is always grateful for food donations, but what they really need is monetary donations. That's because they can stretch their dollars even more than you can by going to the grocery store. And you can help out in that way by donating to our 13 Food for Families. Juliet is about to tell you all about how you can do that. So let's send things on back over to you.
Thank you, Elena. And yes, if you would like to make an impact in our community, join our 13 Food for Families campaign. The money raised will go to several local organizations helping to feed families in West Michigan. Details on how to donate are scrolling there at the bottom of your screen. We also have more information online at 13onyourside.com/hunger.